All right. Hello, guys, and welcome to Thursday. Hope you're all doing well. Let's get started with a couple of things. First thing, Tradeovate issues. So if you're like me and use Tradeovate, you can pretty much forget about using Tradeovate until Monday. So at close of markets Friday, they're going to be implementing a fix for the issues. So yeah, so there'll be no trading. I don't think Apex will allow it. My funded futures, if they do allow it for whatever reason, I would be very cautious with that. Just be considering not taking a trade, but do yourself a favor and watch the charts. Look for setups. Keep training your eye. Get that muscle memory locked in. Don't just walk away from the charts because you can't place a trade. If you have the ability to sit and watch the charts, do so and educate yourself. All right, let's check out the calendar. So today we have news at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, unemployment claims. So we can likely see or expect some volatility. If anyone decides to one shot, one kill the news on a couple of evals, if you do decide to do that, I hope you are successful. That's if you can actually take the position on account of the Tradeovate issue. There's no issues with Rhythmic as far as I'm aware, so if you have some Rhythmic accounts, then you'd be in a good position to do that. All right, let's jump to the charts. Okay, well, we're on gold. Let's start on gold then. So we're on the daily. Let's grab our bias from the daily. So the first thing I'm looking at is where price is located. Most recent information is that we have swept this external range liquidity. So we always look for our ERL to IRL relationship. So this is our internal position. And with that in mind, I would be looking for gold to continue a push lower here, down into this internal location. So from external to internal, pretty straightforward. So let's clear these up. And we're calling a bearish bias today on gold. Look at gold, there we go. All right, let's clean the chart up and drop down to the hourly. This is where we get our narrative and logic, our market structure. So we have our price moving higher here. I'll just squeeze that up a little. So buy side of the curve through here, buy side of the curve, and it looks like here we've had our SMR, our smart money reversal. This high swept these highs. And if we look at this leg here, this is the leg that took liquidity, high, low. So that would be our stop hunt. And what do we have? Lowest down close candle that before the leg that took liquidity, plus an FVG residing right there. We have a breaker block plus FVG, which is an hourly unicorn. And price right now is respecting that breaker block. And if we just mark out the mean threshold, consequent encroachment, whatever you like to call it, look at that. Zoom in a little. You can see price respected the mid-range of that breaker block perfectly. So next thing we can do is we'll throw our standard deviations on the leg that took liquidity. So from the high to this low, what do we have? On our side of the curve, high resistance liquidity. On the other side of the curve, look at all this low resistance liquidity through here. And aligned with our -2 to 2.5 and our max extension, should we get a close below -2.5, our max extension all aligned with this low resistance liquidity. We have a change in the state of delivery here. And price, whilst it did push through, it has come and closed back underneath. So now we just need to see that this retest here holds to see price to continue to move lower. So really nice reversal structure here on gold. Let's go to DXY on the daily. Let's clear the chart there. Okay. All right. So we have swept external liquidity. So here's our internal level. So it'll be good to see if DXY continues to push higher here after our sweep. Even if it closes this internal, leaves it open a little bit, but I anticipate price to push higher today. So bullish daily bias on DXY. We do have internal, which would be, if you look at this dealing range from this high to this low, that would be in a premium of that range. So, you know, we may see DXY target that area. If price was to close through this internal level and disrespect that, then we may see it reaching a bit higher. I don't think we'll see that today, but you never know. With unemployment news, we'll see. Okay. Hourly. So on the hourly, the leg that took liquidity, it closed through the breaker with an FVG aligned with the breaker. Here is our stop hunt. And the breaker has continued to support the price at this level. We didn't fall below the breaker. And let's run our standard deviations. Lovely. So we always go from the low of the leg that took liquidity to the high of that same leg. And what do we have? Low resistance liquidity. Beautifully positioned. Again, aligned with our -2 to 2.5 and our max extension. And these equal highs up here, look at that, perfectly aligned with our -4. Loving that. So, is this our smart money reversal? We'll just have to see if price has a willingness to respect the bullish breaker here. What about changing the state of delivery? I'd be looking at this leg because this leg is the one that took liquidity. We did get obviously displacement through here and a close above, but it wasn't decisive enough. I'd really like to see a nice push from this level now that we're back through the change in the state of delivery to really support that move higher. Nice. Let's go to oil. Let's clear that up. All right, where are we on the daily? Bias was pretty good yesterday, wasn't it? We were looking for bullish movement. We had internal rest in here. Completely disrespected that. You know, we just tore through that. So with that in mind, you know, we closed way above this internal level. And no wick to the high side here. It's quite a bullish idea, that. So equal highs reside in here. There's relative equal lows down here, but you know, with the idea that prices swept liquidity here. This is the most recent information. Push, nice push through here. So if we get a close above today, and we leave this gap, then that'll be a confirmed daily unicorn. Now again, we have relative equal highs up here. So if this is confirmed as well, then we could also project, or if this is a confirmed breaker, we could also project our standard deviations from this level. So there's those relative equal highs. And you know, we've got our highs up here aligned with our -2 to 2.5. Let me just squeeze that in a little so you can see that. See, look at that. Lovely. So that's the daily idea. So bullish for me on the daily. But because we didn't get a sweep here, okay, that's why I'm remaining bullish. This decisive, there's a lot of strength, a lot of buying in this candle. but we didn't get a close here. Sorry, we didn't get a move above this high. It's the same level. So that's why I'm anticipating price to continue to move higher. If we swept this high, then I would say, okay, we're looking for price to move back in. Let's drop to the hourly. You can see those highs are equal. Nice move up here from oil. Now we've got these breakaway gaps here, or even down lower there. This one down here, there's our breakaway gap. Now we could look at this as a breaker. If this is our highest up close candle, this is a leg that took liquidity. You know, this would be considered as one leg, in my opinion. So I'd even look at this actually, this candle here. Or if not that one, then this series of candles here. We do have this down, up, and then this leg sweeps the liquidity. So if we look at it like this, yeah, that would be the move we're looking for. So that's our leg down. So here we have breaker, FVG aligned with the breaker. Okay, we've swept all these lows here. So now it'll be interesting to see if price pushes down, respects the breaker here, and then continues higher. We'll also have a change in state of delivery through here. So at the moment we've got gold, daily bias, market structure aligned, DXY, daily bias, market structure aligned, oil, daily bias, market structure aligned. So that means that if we find a position, currently we're aligned in our thinking, so that's putting the probabilities in our favor. Let's jump over to ES. So we're sitting in this sort of range here at the moment. We also have an SMT with NQ. So we have a bullish SMT. So the most recent information we have for ES is that we swept these highs. or even swept this high here. That's our most recent information. So with that said, we move from external to internal. This is our closest level for internal. So bearish on ES. Okay, let's look at the hourly. So obviously here is where we swept the highs. This would be a bearish breaker, an FVG. We'll grab our standard deviations. Let's run them from that high to the low here, the leg that took liquidity. Okay, so we've moved off the -2. We have pushed up a little bit here. We did actually form a bullish breaker here. So I'll leave that there just for an idea. We had it FVG aligned. But what we didn't do is we haven't swept these lows here. These are data lows, I think might be the target. Data lows is, that's a news candle basically. I can thank Chicken for teaching me that one. I didn't actually understand what they meant by data lows till I asked him, and he filled me in. It's basically just the news wicks. So we can see price has respected bearish PD arrays on this move down, failed to move higher, and we're getting some decisive movement at the moment lower. So we'll see if price can get into this range here, maybe sweep these data lows as an initial target anyway. And then if we close below the -2, the -2.5 rather, then we can anticipate some expansion to the -4. What do we have? We have some nice low resistance liquidity running through here. Okay, that'll be a nice target if it decides to get through there. And that might even align with that daily. Look at that. There's our internal level that we're talking about. Spot on. It's magic. Okay. Let's move on now to NQ. NQ and ES really haven't been talking to each other the last couple of days. So what do we got? What do we have? We had price reaching for internal, which it did, but it also closed below this internal level, which essentially is disrespecting this level. We've also got today's candle, which has pushed up, hasn't been able to move beyond the mean threshold here. It rejected from that level and it's moving lower. So with that said, our next internal level is aligned with these lows, these equal lows. So I could see this area through here as being a good target for price to continue lower. So bearish on NQ. We'll jump to the hourly. We had our change in state of delivery up here. We know that prices respected bearish PD arrays through here. It's continued to do so, respected again through here. And we've just continued to drop. So here we have, again, respect of our bearish PD array. So if we use, say, this level here, because this is what swept liquidity and also came higher into this hourly CIVI, we can project our standard deviations. We've closed below the -2 right now, so we can anticipate expansion to the -4. See where the -4 is aligned. Wow, perfectly aligned with those equal lows and our internal level. Look at that. So bearish. All right. Feel like there's a bit of alignment now coming into the back end of the week. So guys, just remember, Tradeovate issues. If you're trading with Tradeovate, do it at your own risk. If your broker actually lets you, if your prop firm actually lets you. Apex, it's a no-go. I'm not sure on my funded futures, but just be cautious with that. Please like and subscribe, leave comments. I really appreciate the feedback I've been getting. The comments are amazing. Based on your feedback, I'm getting my YouTube videos fine-tuned, trying to give you guys the best content I can. If you're looking at getting any evals, my funded futures really are best value for money at the moment on their starter plans. If you use code Jimmy, you can get the starter plans for $76 US. And when you pass, there is no funded setup fee. So, if you want to compare that to Apex, I mean, Apex is great, don't get me wrong. The fees for the evals are cheap, but when you go to funded, that's where it costs you a bit. So you can, if you like Apex, that's cool. Use code Jimmy as well. Load up on your evals if you want to one shot, one kill it this morning. Go to town. Appreciate you guys. Thank you very much, and I'll see you tomorrow.